Hello. We don't have an intro. Oh, I'm
Hey, what happened?
sorry. I don't know what happened to the intro video. I must have deleted it. Hello.
Hey, what's
Welcome,
up? How we
welcome
doing?
to True Crime in Real Time, y'all. I'll give you guys 30 whole seconds of music. Doo, boop, 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 boop. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Sorry, I accidentally deleted that video. I kind of know what I'm doing sometimes. Hi,
hey,
Ducky. Hi, Mr. Mandala. Hi, Happy Faces.
hey, happy Mr. Mandela. Get to. How are we
Mm,
today?
I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a crazy day. Look, I'm just going to say it. Lori Daybell is crazy. She's crazy. Like, she's so manipulative and it's so obvious. I feel bad for the judge.
Oh, me too. She's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's her own attorney, which is the funniest thing. I I don't know about that, like that's the dumbest thing to do. I think everybody knows that.
At the end, at the end today, she's like, I have a question about housekeeping. He's like, what?
Oh, what
She's
was
like,
her question about
she,
housekeeping?
she's like, am I allowed to go to the podium or do I have to sit here? How does it work? And he's like, you can go to the podium and you can sit there. And it's like, well, what about if evidence? He's like, then your assistant will bring it up here. Like, what about my
Oh.
paralegal? He's like, no, your assistant.
Oh, what assistant? Is that not a paralegal with her?
No, no, I don't know. She's like, there's a name for her. I think she's like
She's
assisting attorney or something like that.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say legal assistant, assisting
Yeah, maybe
attorney.
that's what
Sure.
it is. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I feel. Don't you feel bad for that woman who went to school for a long time
yeah.
and did
Who,
a whole lot of work and is now sitting next to this manipulative
yeah.
baby killer?
Who did she piss off where they said, you know what you're doing for the next month?
Yeah.
You're gonna sit next to Lori Daybell.
Oh, and she's wacky. Like I don't know, Ducky, Mr. Mandel. I don't know if you guys have got and anybody else got a chance to see that video. Um, the interview of her on Dateline. Yeah, we have it. I have it. We'll talk about it in a second.
She's
But
obnoxious.
she's so obnoxious. It's and pretentious and it's super weird. I mean, like I can't get over her. Watching watching her talk and like I'm fine with God and like all her weird stuff she says. I'm like, okay, all right on. You're an awful person.
She's a lot more intelligent than I thought. Or I mean, I guess you're sitting in jail. You get some court lingo down.
Yeah, yeah. I think that she has had plenty of time to get court lingo down. She's going to be in jail for a while, right?
Like she busted out case law right off the bat. I'm like, whoa, Lori, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's take a step back. I know. Oh, there you are, Ducky. I was wondering where you're at. Look, Ducky, we're normally late, so you're on time.
Yeah,
I think. I think that the whole the whole thing is a trip, right? Like how did none of her attorneys did she had attorneys, right? This is kind of like that crazy lady we watched who put her boyfriend in a suitcase.
yeah. Well,
Sarah Boone.
she's already convicted of
Murder.
yeah, yeah, the kids, yeah.
Right. But I mean, this is for her brother, right? Or her husband.
And
Is this
this is like, yeah, but her brother, killed her husband.
right? I mean, this is
Yeah,
all of this is the whole actual story from start to finish is absolutely ridiculous. These people, her husband Chad, also convicted. Um, they're like crazy bad people.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they lived together 100 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they had some weird. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, that's not strange at all.
Uh, I haven't even followed it. Yeah, I know. I mean, Ducky. Look, I only followed it because they lived in Idaho. They they were in Idaho, and so that part of Idaho is very. I'm going to say Mormon, but I don't mean that in any negative way at all. I just mean like that part of Idaho has vast amounts of Mormons, Mormon families, lots of these almost like zealot people who have, multiple wives. All that stuff is happening in southern Idaho and Utah. It's not just Utah.
Is that Latter-day Saints?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not like if you were a true Church Latter-day Saints Mormon, you're not going to follow it's not the same standards you're going to follow. Like and we've heard like,
when was this? This was like what, 21, like 2000?
just a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, good question, Ducky. I'm like, I should have looked that up already because they murdered these kids.
Yeah, but I mean, his wife died, her husband died, I think Chad was her fifth husband.
Oh yeah, she's got multiple husbands, and the husband that helped her murder people is
Chad Daybell.
Right? There you are, happy faces. Yeah, Chad Daybell. He's like basically a cult leader, and they all fell for it. And this can be a bigger, wilder story, but like if you didn't see it initially, they murdered her kids. They murdered her husband. They murdered his wife. And I'm saying they, even though they aren't being charged with all those things, I do think in my mind, they're both responsible for all these people dying.
And it's all over like religious. Like they said, your husband became a demon and your kids became zombies. And
yeah, their religious stuff is wild. It's
hey,
wild.
Frank, what's up?
Because they were like, they were, I mean, they had his ideas and saying the kids are zombies. And they basically made up in their crazy brains that they had to kill these kids. They had to kill the kids so they could be together after. Like, there's a weird, I'm going to say weird and not weird to everybody. There's a Mormon thing where like when people are married, they're Mormon. If you're like the husband and wife and kids, they're all sealed together. And that's like that way when they all go to heaven, they can all be together in heaven. So Chad Daybell's whole thing with them being zombies and all that stuff was like, they got to get them off this planet and into heaven so they can all be together in heaven and not be zombies. They're like absolutely insane, right?
These are grown adults talking like this.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And they're like, I mean, I have the interview. I have the interview. We can watch if you guys want to. I have the interview of her talking to the cops before she got arrested. She is wild. She was, let's see, it says May. I'm trying to look up her.
Let's just run over a little bit of the like how the kids went missing and her and Chad are in Hawaii. And everybody's like, where are the kids?
Right.
Like,
yeah. They got married on the beach.
Oh, they're with my friend. And everyone's like, no, they're not. And then like, she's in Hawaii for like 2 weeks getting married. And like, and this is like 2 weeks after her husband died that her brother killed.
Yeah. No big deal. Just random people falling off. No big deal. His wife's dead.
This case is batshit crazy.
Yeah. I mean, all the worst things these people could have come up with to do, they did. And and her, let me find it. Let me find some things.
And they exhumed his wife to find out that she was like murdered. Like at first it was natural causes or something, or some kind of.
Right. Because I think she may have had some underlying health issues, and I think they thought that's what was going on.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's bad. It's real bad. I told, just so chat knows, I told Eric we were going to start off talking about Wendy Williams. So surprise, we're going to talk about Lori because I started talking about her. But I have so many. You guys want to see the preview? I have the Keith Morrison actually talked to East Idaho News.
All right.
Who is Brian? He's not Brian Enton. He's the East Idaho News guy who does all. He's the original person who broke like Idaho 4 stuff. He was the original like Idaho News. He's the original person who. He didn't. Oh, maybe he didn't break the Idaho 4. He broke this case though. He broke this case in southern Idaho. And so he's like the main person. But I wanted to show you an interview, like a little bit of her, so you could see her as a person. Because I have the Dr. Todd Grande, the body language specialist. I have that video too, where he's like judging her body language.
Oh yeah.
Ducky, he's my only leader too. He's around here someplace.
Like she's being tried in Arizona right now, right?
Right. Yeah. So they had they killed his wife there?
No, they killed her
Or they
husband.
killed her husband.
No, her
there.
husband.
Okay. So yeah, like I'm a little don't take me on everything.
Actually, she's being charged, I think, with conspiracy to kill her husband.
Okay.
Because her brother actually did it, but he tried to claim self-defense, but he's dead now too.
Yeah. Her poor brother. I mean, they killed her brother. They killed 4 people altogether. 5 people.
No. I don't know what her brother died of something else. Her brother was bad. He was on her side, and he wasn't a good person.
Because he was trying to help. Her husband, yes, see, Frank.
No, her husband was good, but Alex Cox, her brother, he's no good.
But he was helping. Like, yeah, right?
He was her partner in crime, kind of, yeah.
No, there was some weird family essay stuff going on.
Yeah, no, they were like incest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more like that, not
hotel. Yeah, the hotel
voluntarily.
Hotel New Hampshire. If you ever saw that movie, that's when I heard about that case. It was the first thing I thought of was that movie, which is like what's his name? Rob Lowe. And now I can't remember the lady's name. Super famous person. But they're siblings. And it's some of the similar descriptions of what they like her brother was describing before he died. Some of the stuff her brother said was disgusting. Like gross people.
Yeah, he had something to do with the kids too, her brother. His phone pinged over there.
Oh yeah, I think I think that her brother most likely is the one who, murdered these children, murdered one of these kids or 2 of these kids, because they were killed at 2 different times. Kylie was let me say her name wrong.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I should trigger warning before the whole thing. Tylee, her daughter was like missing. They were like, "Oh, we don't know what happened. We don't know where she's at." Or they kept saying she was someplace else, Eric. Is that what you said?
Yeah, no, the both of them just like disappeared, and her and JJ, and then she's like in Hawaii, and everyone's like, "Where are your kids?" Like, well, like this is like the media and people when she's walking around Hawaii, because there's her kids are missing and she's in Hawaii, and not like, "Where are your kids?" Oh, they're home.
Oh yeah. Oh, no big deal. I'm just a parent that doesn't have my children with me. That's not.
No, they're not.
Yeah, Frank. That's what it's not logistics for trial. It's that they murdered people in 2 different states. So
then they finally locked her up and investigated and.
Yeah. Yes, Frank. I saw your rant too. It was funny. I thought it was funny too. I thought but this back to Lori. I like seriously could not believe she did this. She is so manipulative, you guys. Like, how many times have we seen this? We see Johnny Depp's ex-wife.
Oh yeah.
Amber Heard. Yep. All these people, all these women we've seen be so manipulative. Like bad. Yeah, Amber Heard. Yeah, she was awful. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for the shout out, Frank. We appreciate you guys. One of your followers came and subbed to us too, which was cool. Let's see here. Did you guys want to watch that video of her in the interview?
Yeah. How long is it? Is it long? Huh?
No. I have I got like 50 different interviews of her, but I got an interview of her that's like the preview of the Lori Vallow interview with Keith Morrison, our favorite.
How obnoxious she is.
It's only 5. It's 6 minutes long.
Yeah. Play it.
Because that one
need to see how much of a.
Quincy. Oh, give me 1 second.
And after you watch this, realize she's going to be her own lawyer.
I'm muting for the dog. 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, she's going to be her own attorney. She's so dumb.
Yeah, she had a pretrial today on some a couple of motions that they went over, and
Oh, I have her. She tried to like listening to her in pretrial, Eric. We watching when she was like, like, don't what like trying to like not allow people in court and like her stuff like oh, her voice.
I
Okay,
thought the
let's
best was when she's like, "Well, you're gonna take away my speedy trial." He's like, "You can't try two cases at once."
yeah, and you know what? She wanted to. That was the best part. She wanted to, and the prosecuting attorney was like, "Well, if you want us to get everything together, we can." But what you're saying is the jury is going to see all of this from both trials. Like you're going to get convicted. She's so stupid.
And then the prosecutor's like, "Well, normally it would take 3 weeks, but well, I don't want to be rude, but if we had a defense lawyer, like, I think it might take 6 weeks now."
Yeah, no, she's not wanting to waive it, Frank. That's what her problem was, is she doesn't want to waive it, but to make both the trials, because there's two separate trials, so to make them both speedy, because she's been in jail for 2 years already. I think I'm like, I'll pull this away from the dog here. 1 second. Let me turn on this interview
Yeah,
thing.
well, you know what happened? Somehow they messed up her right to a speedy trial, and she got the death penalty taken off the table.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, kind of, because, she's awful. Here's that interview. I'll get this toy away from the dog so we don't have all the extra noise.
Don't bother me.
We're back now with a preview of tonight's all-new Dateline and an exclusive interview with a woman at the center of a story that captivated the world.
Many may know Lori Vallow as Mommy Doomsday. She's the Idaho woman convicted of killing her 2 kids, as well as conspiring to kill her husband's previous wife. So now she's in jail, about to go on trial for the murder of her 4th husband in Arizona.
And that's where Dateline's Keith Morrison caught up with her for her first television interview. We're going to talk with Keith in just a moment. But first, a preview.
When someone like convicted killer Lori Vallow agrees to an interview, there's no way around it, you wonder. Hello, come on in. He's giving attention to someone so notorious who loves the limelight so much. A good thing. After all, you're the most hated mom in America.
I heard that. And we all know what the media does. And they exaggerate everything and they make stuff up and they twist things around. So I don't know how it became what it is today. It's amazing to me. And I don't really know.
Are you misunderstood?
Absolutely. How do you know a person if you never talked to them in 5 years? How do you know anything about them? How do you know anything about their life? About how it really is?
5 years is how long Lori Vallow's life has been behind bars. She burst into the spotlight in early 2020 when the world learned that her 2 children, 16-year-old Tylee and 7-year-old JJ, had disappeared. Well, she lolled around in the sun in Hawaii.
Hey, Chad and Lori, it's Dateline. How are you?
With her newly married 5th husband, Chad Daybell.
There's a lot of people who are worried about your kids.
It was months after Dateline caught up with them when the bodies of the 2 children were found, buried in Chad's backyard. Investigators learned it was all part of a bizarre religious group led by Chad. The violence perpetrated, police say, by Lori's brother and so-called angel of death, Alex Cox. Lori is doing life in prison now. Chad is on death row. But questions remain about how the children were killed and who did what. Lori promised to tell us the truth. Would she? Were you there the night that Tylee died? Were you there the night that JJ died?
Was where?
Alex in these places when they died? In the place where they died, were you there?
What place was that?
Did you watch?
What place was that?
Sorry, I had to mute it for a second. I had to pause it for a second because I just want to point out how manipulative she is and how like she won't even. Where? What are you talking about? Tell me where. It's very annoying. Anyways.
You have any
I'm
idea?
asking.
Well, I'm the
Doesn't
only
really
one that
matter.
knows. Do you know? You're pretending like you
It
know.
doesn't matter. I'm not pretending I know. I'm asking you a question. Did you watch your children die?
That's a really sad question.
It's a terrible question, and it's one I hate to have to ask. But I mean, we've been talking about all of
I
these.
was not there.
Wow. So, Keith, I know you've done some really crazy, wild interviews, but what was it like being in that room? And as the interview is unfolding, what do you think is going on?
As she was being led from her cell to the room, little classroom that they gave us to do the interview, she winked at the camera, and that should have given us a clue what she was going to be like. But I'd wanted to talk to her for a while, in spite of the fact that, do you really want to talk to somebody who killed her children? But she's a curious character, and I just didn't know what was driving her. And I had a whole bunch of stuff prepared I wanted to ask her about. But again, how do you prepare for chaos? She came in and she had her own agenda. She wanted to be the aggressor. She has decided to be her own attorney in this trial coming up for the murder of her husband. And she is, so she's presented, she's been in court several times. She's made representations, and I think she was practicing on me, the kinds of questions that would be asked. Every time I'd ask her a question, she'd come back at me with, "How do you know that, Keith?" That sort of thing.
She talked about so many
fascinating.
outlandish things, from religious visions to her own theory about what happened to her kids. I mean, did you get a sense that she really believes those things, or is this all an act?
I think that she probably believes in the philosophies behind this Chad fellow's ideas about religion. What happened to her kids? Maybe she's made herself believe it, and she wanted to fill that entire 90 minutes we had with a long, shaggy dog tale about how her daughter killed her son and then killed herself. And the authorities, the police who investigated this, know for a fact this is not possibly true. For one thing, they died 2 weeks apart. So I tried to get her off that narrative and onto some of the issues, some of the things that they knew happened, and she wasn't going there. So it was a very interesting little tennis match we had.
Wow. It's rare that we see you even a little flustered, Keith, and you are the master of this. So I cannot wait to see this
Flustered
interview.
is exactly what it was.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Keith. And you can catch a lot more of Keith's exclusive jailhouse interview with Lori Vallow tonight on Dateline, 9 p.m.
That was yesterday, a couple days ago, the interview itself. But you can see how, right?
Yeah, she's totally she's playing the camera. She's trying to be cute or whatever, you know what I mean? Like blaming the media, like, yeah, that's what they say, but what's the truth?
Yeah. Well, not, I mean, the way she said that to him, I'm the only one that knows.
Yeah. And you know what she said today? Like, they were talking about the cameras.
Oh,
She's
what?
like, I don't mind it, but better not be on my face. Like, if I'm talking or, but if the judge is talking, it's on his face. If the other lawyer is talking on her face, I don't want it on my face the whole time.
Oh, that was what the camera thing was?
That's what she said today in her little thing.
Wow. Yeah, no, I missed that.
I got a bunch of shit she said today.
Yeah, what else? Tell us more.
What else did she say? Well, she said about the speedy trial, like there was she said she said my case is supposed to be done by May 11th. This case is supposed to be done by May 11th, and then my other case is supposed to start, And he's like, well, we might have to push it back because the other prosecutor was asking for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
She's like, well, that violates my right of speedy trial. He's like, well, you can't, if this trial's not done and you're representing yourself, you can't represent yourself twice. She's like, well, the court won't let me put them together. and they said like putting them together is like she's just not smart. And if you put them together, you got one jury, and if one case makes you look bad, it's gonna make the jury think both cases look bad. You know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah.
You want two juries. You don't want the same jury prosecuting you on two cases, especially when you're her.
She killed her kids. I'll take. They can have both the juries. She could have a judge only trial.
And then she's talking about the cat the cop cam like after her husband was killed and like because Tylee was on it and Alex was on it. So they were both on it right like at 8:30 in the morning and like so they said that was in hearsay those views, but that when they were back at the police station at 10 o'clock, they didn't those they weren't going to accept those. She didn't want any of it accepted.
What?
Yeah, and she said, well, and they're like, why? He's like, well, it's trauma. You know, he just, you know, he's self-defense, had to save himself. He got hit in the head with a bat. And he's like, you know what? Both of those are not living anymore, so we're not going to think any of that.
Yeah.
It's her daughter and her brother, and they're both not living.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, there was like pictures of Tylee at like, where'd they go? The Grand Canyon or something right before they murdered her.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a video of an interview with Tylee.
Oh yeah, what's it from? Like, is it from the fight with where they killed her husband?
I think it's from the other from previous to her, obviously previous to her killing the kids.
Yeah.
But there was like an actual interview with her. That was really weird. That I thought was strange because she's a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was weird that they interviewed her at all. But I mean, there's so many clips online today of Lori in court.
Oh yeah, she went viral.
And then she tried to I think she tried to blame Tylee for her brother's murder.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, it's wild. I might have.
I know she was asking. She's like, well, when we went to Gilbert Police Station, there was a video with me. What's her friend's name? What is her friend's name? You know, somewhere. I was with her and her, like one of her friends.
Was it Allison?
I'm not sure.
There were several ladies there that had the same first name too when they were interviewing them.
Yeah, I want to say, not Wendy. What is it?
Nah, we watched too much Wendy stuff. Yeah, that's what she told her son that nobody was murdered and they're fulfilling their mission. Yeah.
Well, there was supposed to be like it was like three of them in an interrogation room, and he said the cops are going in and out, and she's like, "Oh, Melanie. Melanie's her name."
Yes.
Melanie Gibb.
Yep.
And then they're like, well, then the prosecution's like, well, she's looking around and she's like, we gave him 4 videos, all the videos we had, and then I looked online, and she said it was in Gilbert, but it was in like Chandler where that interview took place, but no one else brought it up. Well, the point was that interview was online, and she wanted it off, and she didn't want anyone to see it, or because it could mess up the jury pool and all that.
Well, try not murdering your kids, and then you mess up the jury pool. No, the police interview is Tylee Ryan after her stepdad was shot and killed.
Yeah, that's Charles.
Yeah. Right. Do you guys want to see the interview with the teenager?
Yeah, right.
I mean, let me pull it up. It's 17 minutes long. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
But yeah, because some of it's just we'll don't mute yourself, Eric. I'll pull it up so we can comment on this.
Yeah. I won't. Okay.
This is a teenage girl. I mean, that's so weird. Let me make sure I have the right video up. Yep.
Hi. So you have to spell your name because we're all taking guesses on how to spell it. We're not sure.
Tylee.
Okay, I was right. And what's your last name?
Ryan, Ryan.
And your birthday. And then, do you have a phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone number? Okay. So I know this is going to kind of sound like kind of a silly question because it's super broad. But can you basically tell me what happened today? And you can start at whatever place makes sense for you to kind of start and explain. And I'll probably kind of ask you questions as we go a little bit.
Okay. So I woke up probably around like 7:50, I want to say, because I heard yelling from like right outside my door. And I don't even know what I heard, but I immediately like jumped up, and I have a baseball bat because when I was living at my uncle's by myself, I just wanted something to like feel safer, and I'm not old enough to get like pepper spray or anything, so I was like, okay, I'll get a baseball bat.
Wild.
So I had that.
So your bedroom, you said that right outside your bedroom door, and I didn't go in the house, so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. So what is your bedroom door open to?
My bedroom door opened, so the room that my uncle was staying in, the room that's kind of like the guest room, if my room's right here, that's right there.
Okay.
And then my little brother's room, and then kitchen's kind of back here, so it's like a little hallway, and then right here is kind of where everything happened.
Okay.
Like the big, you walk in and...
Like big great room, kind of living room?
Yeah, right now it just has mirrors up because my mom wanted a dance room.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of unconventional, but...
Okay, whatever makes you happy. It's your guys' house, so...
Right. So, yeah, I immediately just jumped up, and I grabbed my baseball bat, and I opened the door, and it was my stepdad, you know, outside the doorway, and then my uncle kind of in the doorway, and then I could hear my mom behind him. And he was just screaming at both of them, like, I don't even know what he was saying, because honestly, I was just too, like wired, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I told him to take a few steps back. I was like, you're too close, you need to step back, and he doesn't tell me what to do, and I just kind of just stood there, and then my uncle kind of moved out of the way, and then my mom kind of went past him and into like the big room.
Okay.
Where everything happened, and so I walked with them, and then
So they were more in the hallway.
Yeah, they were at like the end of the hallway, basically, and so my mom walked all the way around, and he kind of followed them. And
She said in court today she wasn't there.
Like right here, and then my stepdad right here, and then me and my mom were kind of right here.
What was that?
She said in court she wasn't there, but maybe she wasn't there in the room. Maybe she was outside. I don't know. I guess I got to listen more. But I know she said she wasn't there.
This little girl said she wasn't there?
No. Lori.
Oh, Lori claims. Yeah. Oh, man. She is a big fat liar. I'm just going to say it out loud. Like that lady, not a word of truth was coming out of her mouth. But this poor child, man.
I didn't do anything with the baseball bat. I kind of just held it there, and he was getting really close to my mom, so I kind of stuck it out like between them, and they were both just yelling, and he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to go to jail, and I just kind of stood there with the baseball bat, and I didn't really say anything.
When you said they were yelling, who was yelling?
It was mostly my stepdad.
Okay.
Well, he was really the only one, like, yelling.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was kind of like responding, but I honestly couldn't tell you what they were saying. It was kind of just like all jumbled up in my head. And so I just kind of stuck the baseball bat out there, and then he just grabbed it and tried to take it. So I held on to the end, and then eventually I fell, and he kind of took it into his hands like he was going to do something with it. And that's when...
So when you fell, he ended up with the bat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I fell to the ground, and then my uncle kind of like, I saw him take a step back, so my uncle, I think, grabbed him and kind of took him back so he couldn't like do anything.
You saw your stepdad like take a step back?
Take a step back, because he was really close
to
begin with, and then and so my mom said to go with JJ, and so I ran out the door, and then I kind of just stood there with my little brother. Just he was in the front seat of the car, and so I just kind of opened the door and just stood there, and like he was trying to get out, and I was like, no, we have to stay. We have to stay in. And I was like, oh, like, I told him, like, do you want to go in the Jeep? And then he was like, no. And then I realized that my car was blocked in, so I couldn't anyways. I was like, okay, like, just stay here. And then eventually my mom came out, and then we left from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Do
they
you
left.
know what
Okay.
happened inside of the house? Does your mom kind of explain it all
Oh,
to you?
Rico, say they weren't there.
I just kind of asked her, like, because I heard a noise,
Good journey,
which
yeah.
I know what it was now, but it sounded like, because I knew that the base when I was in there, it sounded like someone, like, took it and hit it really hard against the floor.
Oh!
And so I was
Wow.
kind of like, I was okay, right, because that's my uncle. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, my stepdad didn't do anything to my uncle and stuff. And so she was like, no, like, I was fine, like, we're just gonna take Diddy to school. And I was like, okay. So I
See
just
that?
got in the
Everything's
car,
fine because she
and
knows he's
then
going to shoot him.
Yeah.
we went to Burger King because my little brother wanted breakfast, which was chicken fries for some reason.
Okay. I do dinner for breakfast all the time.
Breakfast for dinner and dinner for breakfast.
8:30 in the morning.
So
Yeah.
to kind of back up a little bit, so
High
you had
school.
talked about
Or
your
junior high, maybe,
stepdad,
this
when you
child.
put the bat out, your stepdad was coming towards your mom. Can you describe to me a little bit better kind of what was going on there? Like, is there a reason you put the bat up?
Yeah, he was walking towards my mom, and I just didn't want him to do anything, so I kind of just stuck out the bat. Like, my mom was right beside me, and he was right there, so it wasn't, like, between them.
Okay.
It was kind of just, like, I just stuck it out to be, like, keep your distance, kind of.
When you say you didn't want him to do anything, what did you think he was going to do?
Hit her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, for the most part, been pretty, like, mundane, but there have been a few, like, violent times with him when I was really scared that he was gonna hit me or hit my mom, like, just because everything was kind of crazy. Me and him have always kind of not gotten along, like, just since I was little. And so there have been a few times that we've gotten in fights and stuff like that, and so,
That stinks.
so I'm just kind of always scared of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so that happened, and he grabbed the bat from you. So kind of tell me that again real quick.
So I kind of stuck it out, and this is when he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to jail, and I didn't say anything, because I'm like, okay. And so I'm holding it by, like, the end of the bat, like, the place where you hold it, and so he kind of took it, and I kind of, like, lunged forward and kind of lost, like, my footing, and so my mom was like, just let go, and so, I kind of, like, slipped and I fell, kind of on, like, my side.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from that, my mom said to go to the car, so I just got up and ran out the door.
Okay, did you see, when you fell towards your side, did you see what he did with the bat?
No, I wasn't really looking
Okay.
in that direction, because from where I fell, the door was kind of more in my line of vision.
Did that make any sense? I just fell to my side. What was going on?
I don't. Yeah, I guess she just felt. He pulled the bat, and she, I guess, like, tried as hard as she could, and once he got away from her, she, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you pull something so hard, and then, like, someone gets it, you fall back. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that makes more sense. I didn't understand how she said it. Now that makes perfect
And I believe
sense.
Alex says he gets hit with the bat.
You know, telling this little, how old is this girl? 13, 14? This child.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So-
She actually drives, so she's a little older, right?
Oh.
So she has a Jeep. 16?
Oh, well then she's 16, huh? I didn't know. I thought she was younger than that. It does. All I know.
I could be wrong, but I know she says my Jeep a few times.
Cute. Well, cute. So maybe she's 16. I thought she was only 14, but just the way she said that, like when she said that she heard the bat hitting the floor. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like, and I'm thinking that's a gunshot, right?
I think she heard him hitting him over the head with the bat.
Oh, but he's supposed to hit Alex with the bat. Like, the stepfather don't get hit with the bat.
Oh. Well, then maybe that's what she was hearing. I don't know. It's so wild because
I think it's a gunshot, and she said it was a bat hitting the floor. That's what I think it was.
interesting because that you'd think that would be so much louder. Is she in the car when she hears that?
Yeah, but my impression it's a Jeep, or like an open Jeep. You know what I mean? Like
Well, we go
no
back.
doors, no roof. You know what I mean?
No, is that really what it is? Is that what kind it is?
That's what I'm seeing. I haven't
Because I
looked at.
mean,
That's what I see from like. I think I'm remembering from the old, from like for some reason.
from photos, from like actual photos from the
Yep,
case.
yep.
Okay,
That's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, but
No, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right because I know there were photos and I don't remember, but we talked about those Jeeps, the Humvees that got stolen, and how they had different tops. So when you were saying it was a Jeep, I was like, "Are you sure which Jeep?"
and we're in Arizona.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm sure open top Jeep super common, right?
Yeah,
There.
that's what I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this interview, you guys, killing me. This little child.
But this is all staged. Like,
knowing she
goes
gets
out of
murdered
the
after
house, and they leave. But no, like I think like Lori told her what to say.
No, I wouldn't doubt that by any means because she gets murdered after. I mean, like, about
Yeah,
16
not far
decades.
after this. Yeah.
Yeah, let's check her out again. Let's finish this.
I just want to hear if they.
Go ahead.
Alex says he gets hit with the bat, like she says that or something.
Now go say repeat that.
I want to see. I think Alex gets hit with the bat, or he tells the police he gets hit with the bat.
Oh, by her?
No, by Charles.
By Charles. Okay.
Before he shoots him.
Oh, and that's why. That's why
his
she
self-defense.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Self-defense. Ugh, gross.
But that might not come out to the police come.
Yeah, that might not be what this little girl says either, because this little 17-minute story is pretty much all we have of Tylee.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because I fell looking this way and the door was like right there, so I didn't look back.
So he was at a different line of sight than what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point you saw him kind of take a step back, and from what you're saying, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, you didn't necessarily see your uncle pulling back, but it seems like that maybe.
It seems like he wouldn't have taken a step back.
Okay.
On his own, so it's more of an assumption than anything. Okay. I didn't see him physically take him back.
And does that make sense based on where your uncle was at that time?
Yeah, he was behind him because he wasn't on this side with me and my mom, so he was behind him. Because that's kind of just the order where everyone walked out.
And when that happened, and then your mom told you to go.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
Did you see what happened with your stepdad and uncle?
No.
Okay. And then once you went outside with your brother, you never came back inside.
Oh, I went to go get my mom's purse.
Okay.
From inside so that we could have like her wallet and everything. But this was all happening, like I said, like in the bigger room right here. And so I went through the garage door. Mm-hmm. And so the garage door is right here. And then there's like a little hallway. And then this is kind of where everything is. And then this is my mom's room.
Okay.
So when I went in, I kind of like just tuned everything out, ran to my mom's closet, ran back. So I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything.
When did you go back in and get her purse?
Yeah.
After my mom came out.
Okay. So after you heard that loud noise?
Yeah.
Okay, and when you heard the loud noise, was your mom outside or
I
inside?
got you now, Eric. Yeah, bullet.
Hey,
Jackie. Good to see you.
I think she was inside when it happened and the door opened like immediately after.
Okay. So very quickly after the door opened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a long period of time because I remember not like thinking about it for that long, and if my mom hadn't come out immediately, I would have, been thinking about it for a lot longer than I had.
So
get my purse. Let's go to Burger King.
I don't. So can you tell me kind of where the three of them were at, kind of emotionally and how they were behaving when all this was happening?
When all this was happening, or like before?
When all this was happening. So like when you came out of your room and he took the bat from you and.
Yeah, so
I didn't ask a 16-year-old that question.
stepdad was
I
like, he was like,
what? And she's so.
I don't even know how to explain it. He honestly
calm,
just
the
looked like
16-year-old
kind
girl,
of a crazy
she's off
person.
hanging out.
Like screaming and like his face was beet red. He just looked like really mad. I remember when he took the bat from me, I saw his face for like a split second, and I honestly like it didn't even look like him. He just looked like pure like rage, like he was just seeing red. So I haven't really seen him like all the way like that before. That's like the craziest I've ever seen him. And then my uncle was kind of calm. Like,
Yeah, right.
not super calm, obviously.
How
It's like a
calm?
stressful situation, but he's like,
Calmer than you
I
are,
don't know,
dude.
he was kind of just standing there in the doorway, kind of just being protective of my mom. But
With a
not,
shotgun.
he wasn't yelling
With a
or
shotgun.
saying anything.
Gross, I know.
And my
His
mom
girlfriend.
was just kind of, he was yelling, and my mom was kind of just like talking.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But you don't remember, if you do, like what your mom was saying at all, or what he was mad about?
No, not really. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Honestly, like
We're talking about something that probably happened over 2 seconds of time.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like 2 seconds and 40 minutes at the same time. So. And,
Drama.
yeah, I don't remember what they were really saying. I just kind of heard yelling over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of just do that whenever things are like really loud. I kind of just like tune what people are saying out, because I don't know, just yelling isn't fun, obviously, for a kid to hear.
I know.
With my biological dad, I always heard him like screaming and stuff, so I just learned how to like tune it out.
You heard me.
So when you woke up to yelling, and you had said you weren't sure what they were actually saying, did you know who was yelling when you heard the yelling?
Yeah, I knew it was my stepdad. Well, at first I kind of didn't, like when you first wake up, you're kind of disoriented, and then I remembered that my stepdad was like coming in to take my little brother to school today, so I immediately like knew it was him. And then my uncle I knew was staying, so I knew that was him. And then my mom, obviously, I knew that was her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, so you stepped out of your room and you took the bat with you. Is there a reason why you took the bat with you?
Honestly, I think that was kind of just like first instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously I didn't ever hit him with the bat or anything like that. It was kind of just for like security, I guess, to know that I had it. I didn't do anything with it. In hindsight, I probably just shouldn't have brought it out at all because it caused more trouble.
Isn't that the saddest thing to hear? Was that you, Frank in chat here, who said what was going on in that house? Yeah, why does a little 16-year-old girl think she needs to protect herself above like what the parents would be protecting her from? And needing a bat? I mean, like, I'm just saying that is like some single lady type stuff to do.
Charles was technically a nice guy, like
right. The dad, the stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The interview I saw of him, where he talked to the cops. Is it about the brother? He talks to the police about something, and so there.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Like, or it's just about like how.
It could be like his. It could be his neighborhood. It could be something else.
No, I think it's like a warning, like or something.
Okay, there was definitely an interview with him from the police before he passed away. Yeah, some body cam footage, but he seemed cordial.
He took a shot at someone else in the family too. Like,
you also never know what people are like behind closed doors, though.
Yeah, but I know he like shot somebody's car windows out too.
Oh, the stepdad?
No, Alex.
Oh, the brother. Yeah. That guy looks wild. You can see it in his face, in my opinion. You can see it in his eyes. Let's finish Tyler up.
But it was kind of just first instinct, and it was right by my bed. So I kind of just like jumped up and grabbed it.
So I'm trying not to put like words in your mouth and stuff.
You're good.
So
no, you're good.
That's fine. No, you're right.
Something
You're right.
in particular that you were concerned about that you would have taken the bat with you.
only if he had been violent towards like me or my mom.
I'm assuming you're talking about your
Think that was
stepdad.
gonna happen?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna take the bat and like do something with it. It was kind of just like, I need something in my hands to like feel safer.
Okay.
Whoa.
That makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my kind of second dumb question is, and I don't know that there necessarily is, but I always kind of want to make sure, is there anything that, you know, we didn't talk about or I didn't ask you about or anything that you think is important or anything that I should know?
Do you have any follow-up
'Cause
questions, Kid?
it's harder for you because you were there, and so I'm asking questions about something I didn't even see. So I just want to make sure, like, I didn't miss something or anything that you think I should know about.
That was pretty much it.
Okay, and if you think of something, you know, in 5 minutes and tomorrow or whatever else, we can always talk again. It's totally fine. So, I talked to your mom about, we have some victim services people that work here. They're not cops. They're really good at what they do. So I really want your mom to talk to them, because I think it would be good that your mom has,
Yeah.
and you guys have some, maybe kind of some extra support if you
Yeah.
need anything kind of go moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to check in with your mom real quick, and if she's good to go, then I'm going to introduce one of them to you guys. That way you guys can talk before I take you guys back. Okay? Sound fair? Okay. Do you have any questions for me at all?
No.
Okay. If you do, let me
Oh,
know,
wow.
okay? Okay.
I feel like that's like a typical 16-year-old kid's reaction, right? Like, no, we're okay. Yeah, just like pacifying.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't have any more questions. You're fine. Like, that is so sad. It's super sad to see how all of it. I had to go. I get a bat, and I was holding on to it so I could just feel a little safer.
That's it. She's like sticking up for her mother, and then her mother turns around and does what she does.
So, it's as I haven't heard anything at all about any domestic violence within that family up until I'm just hearing this little girl bring out a bat because she's scared for her mom and herself. But there was never any alleged domestic violence. Like, this lady's crazy. She was just cheating on her husband with some crazy cult leader.
And he came to pick up his kid to bring him to school, right? I thought that's like why he was
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he was coming to get JJ, I think.
Yeah.
Ugh, these people.
But that's where they staged that, you know what I mean? But we know that Chad told her he was a demon and he needed to go.
Yeah, see, that to me, like, rationally, I think we're all rational. You think that you wouldn't for a moment consider harming your own kids at the very least. And then the next thing, I mean, we see that way too often anyways, but the whole, like, all the weird stuff in the family is so that part of this country that I think is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like I don't know. Like
They buried their kids in their backyard. Like, her brother did. Is that what happened? Did her brother do it and then they killed her brother?
No, Chad did it. But you know, Chad's job used to dig graves.
Ugh.
That was his. That was his job at one point, and I think he like had a bunch of. He buried some animals back there, but that was his job. I don't know what they call that, but I mean, I don't know if it was after high school or when it was, but he did have a job doing that.
Yeah, like pets. Yeah, that's weird. I guess when he got arrested or something, he told his daughter, like, I'm not coming back. Or when he went to jail or went to court. I don't know what it was. I think it was when he got arrested. I think he literally told one of his kids, like, I'm not coming back.
And I think they turned on each other in jail too.
Oh, well, I mean, gosh. you'd hope that she'd somehow have come to her senses well before doing any of the gross things she did. But I mean, together, that is a weird. What do you think causes that? So do you think that is some kind of like that's not normal?
No, I don't know how you that's your belief. You go through life and think that like someone tells you that like yeah, you're my wife from 100 years ago, you know. And
like one of those movies.
that's a little more intense than a catfish.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and yeah, oh yeah, you know what, your husband, he's a demon. Your kids are zombies, and my wife's a zombie, so we got to get rid of them all.
Yeah, I wrote a book
Was
about
that
it.
told over dinner?
Yeah. No, he wrote a book about it.
Yeah, no, like that's just fucking.
And they had like friends, that woman, Melanie.
Yeah, Melanie. There was a few of them.
But there's two Melanies now that you said her name.
Yeah, her
There's two
niece
Melanies.
was
There's
a
like,
Melanie. Her niece was a Melanie, and she had a
and they had,
husband, and that's the one that Alex shot at.
yeah, they used their last initial for their names when they were talking about them, when those ladies were talking a lot. They were talking a lot.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, some of them I like felt like they didn't think it was that crazy of a story. Like to execute it was crazy, but like if you read in a book, that stuff goes on. Like I don't know, I got from like the one in Hawaii, I got like she was kind of batshit crazy, but I mean she was. I don't think she would kill anyone, but she like telling the story. She's like, yeah, you know that like kind of going along with the whatever the religious part of it was.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because I never read his book. I don't know what the religious part of it was. I would assume if they had been like good Mormons, good like followers of the church, they never would have done any of it.
Chad and Lori are meant to be together, and everyone else is done.
Yeah, because that's not part
That's
of.
what I took it as.
That's not part of Latter-day Saints. That I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong if I know any LDS friends listening. That you aren't like previously like married, like you're not past life lovers or something weird. Like I don't think that's part of their church.
They were like deep, like she was his fourth wife. Like it was like real intense or something.
Was there something like he may have also killed a different wife before his last wife or something crazy? Or am I just making that up because it's all nuts?
I don't know. It sounds like you're making it up because it's
all
nuts,
right.
but you could be right.
I mean, maybe I'm just adding to like if they were going to make it a movie, he probably would have killed at least 2 wives.
But I know he got money, and then they exhumed her, and then she was trying to get money, but I think it he took her off the policy because he knew she was fucking nuts.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like before, like that happened. Like he took her off his policy.
Oh,
Charles did that to Lori.
That's awesome. That's funny. I mean, kudos.
And I believe they killed his wife was killed after Charles.
Okay. Yeah, good. Thanks for timeline because I didn't think about that. Yeah, could be they have been. I mean, this happened a long time ago. I feel like it was.
What else I don't get? She had like 4 husbands, right? And he had another wife. Like, was this religious thing going on with that relationship? Like,
I think his religious thing has gone on with everyone. I think they're all. I think, and her whole family said I think they're all.
But I believe she got them all into it.
But they're all those towns those places that they're at. Did you see the land like where like an aerial view of where they buried the kids at?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying like that shit wouldn't happen where I live.
No, but you saw how vast the land is, right?
You couldn't get people to go to church around here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you could go to I've been in towns in Utah that have no grocery stores.
And 3 churches.
They'll have a church. There'll be a church. Yeah, there'll be no grocery store. There'll be like some like gorgeous houses in the fields and just like farmlands type stuff. But there's a church.
Yeah.
So it's just the way those small towns are in this part of the country are. It's different.
All right, I guess we should get into something else now, right?
I think we should talk about Wendy.
All right, let's go, Wendy.
We all talk about Wendy. Eric was all in a Wendy.
Okay, yeah. So Wendy. Okay. So Wendy, this is what I heard. So Wendy throws a note out the window
Yeah, it said help
yesterday.
Wendy.
NYPD gets it, sends
Yeah.
an ambulance. They
Oh.
take her out, bring her to a hospital, and I guess she tells her story to them, and they give her this evaluation. She was 10 for 10 on it, everything. Said she's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with her. Um, so that's and now she's still in the hospital, and they're doing another test. But I think she's there because she don't want to go back, and the police are protecting her, and it's like an adult, like what do they call that? Like child protective services, but for adults. Or something.
Let's
So I
call it
believe
adult
she's being
protective.
protected, and that's where she is technically right now.
Now, is she not back at the care facility?
Supposedly, I watched TMZ, which was like from midday today.
Okay.
And they said she's not there yet. She's in a hospital, and like what's his name, Harvey? He said like she thinks she's being protected. She's at Lenox Hills Hospital. You know, it's a less restricted environment, and they think that she's like they want to end the guardianship. So then I dug in like deeper and like this whole guardianship, and I found out who the guardian is.
Who is it?
It's Sabrina Morrissey, and she's got a whole fucking ordeal going on.
What's that?
She's the lawyer, and she's in charge of the guardian. She's in charge of Wendy, but she's suing A&E, Lifetime, and a bunch of other people for I guess for like when Wendy had her little episode and all, and they like I guess abandoned her, and they owe her money and all. So she's like trying to sue them all, and like supposedly like when Wendy had her breakdown, she's like using all the social media stuff, showing her she had a breakdown, and she like brought to the courts, and like that's her case. But so when Wendy came out and went on the Breakfast Club like a month ago, all the people like Wendy was saying she's okay, and also the A&E and Lifetime was like trying to sue back. They're trying to sue Wendy now or Sabrina.
What?
And
Like
but when
countersuit?
Wendy came out, she said, I don't want none of those lawsuits. Those lawsuits aren't me. They have nothing to do with me. So the Sabrina lady is like, I guess she's acting like she ain't making money from it, but supposedly if you're a guardian, you get paid.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
And that's like so like whether you're not getting any money or well you're getting money, she's getting paid. And supposedly like this Sabrina lady with all these court cases is like draining Wendy's money.
Yeah. Oh, because I watched an interview with her when she was saying that when she had planned to retire, she always wanted to retire around like 50-ish and just like have enough money to just hang out, just be with her lover, she said, which was really cute because I think she got screwed over there, and that's part of the whole like nobody's there for her. Then that stinks. Nobody's really there for her. It's really like part of that whole guardianship thing that's so gross. Like it was weird because if we think back, like Britney's guardianship thing was because her family did it for her, and it seemed like her family was like still around. But maybe they weren't. But like for Wendy, her son's not good. Her boyfriend, husband, whatever left. She left him, whatever. Before, I think even before all this happened, I think that was a big news thing.
Wendy's not even allowed to pick her own lawyer.
Oh.
And this lady Sabrina's like basically in charge. So whatever, they have a court case, and I guess the court brought it to a head, like well, what's up with Wendy? We're hearing that she's okay, and like is Wendy okay? Can she, follow this suit? And she's like, well, she's not okay. She's like, well, the media's saying she's okay, and then she's like, well, she's not. And then she's like, and they're like supposedly saying like, well, the media, the reason you're saying she's not is because the media told you she's not. And then she's like, she puts a hold on the case till June. Like even what happened yesterday, where she was like, and this is like that happened on March 4th, where she put a hold on the case, which was like a week ago.
Till June, June. We're the second week of March.
Yes, it's like exactly 7 days from right now. So that's why I'm thinking Wendy did what she did yesterday, and finally she got the cops to like basically say, "Yo, I'm being a hostage here. You know, this is going on here," and they're like protecting her, I believe. I don't know.
I really hope. I mean, what's sad about like all her things, all her we know she has graves, and I know that makes her eyes bulgy, and that's a thing. And I remember her talking about it on her show, and I know we talked about it at one point in time. I don't remember what it does, but but all her like misdiagnosis type stuff and all the wacky things going on. I feel so bad for her.
She got a 10 for 10 clean bill for health today.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was gonna say. There was I saw that they did that whole, and I found an interview of or a video of Don Lemon where he talked to her on the phone. Did you listen to that one?
No, I didn't.
You got Ducky, Happy. You guys want to listen to it? I was like, because he talks about, and it's just she called him and he recorded it. I'm like, interesting.
And I know Harvey called the police and they said she's fine.
Yeah, this is him having like an honest discussion with her.
Harvey, this is today. Harvey said it.
Oh yeah, let me see. When is this? This is from 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
The day after my birthday last weekend. Here it is.
You know, I always wanted to stop working, you know, in my 50s and continue on with the rest of my life, just simply, you know, with this one lover or, you know, dating until I find that one man, you know, for me for the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying? And having enough money, you know, that I don't have to, you know, do anything if I don't want to, you know?
Well, you always said you wanted to be like a socialite philanthropist. Right?
Exactly. And so, you know, this fucking bump in the road that's happening with me, this is over 3 years, you know what I mean?
You can't curse.
So she calls it like a bump in the road for her. And then she did go on to talk to me about her living conditions and about what she says about her, the guardian, and that I believe that this guardian is, let's put it this way. I'm not sure if this guardian is being above board about everything that's happening with Wendy. And there's concern, obviously, because they are investigating or at least accuse this guardian.
I think that's all the Wendy thing, and might be, unless you want to watch the.
That's not.
That's the Wendy interview part
that's
of
all
it.
I want to hear.
Yeah, because you have just as much of the rest of the information, because it's just that's her speaking.
Yeah,
and sounds totally normal, sane, conversational to me. And she asked, how many questions are on that test, Eric?
10 for 10.
Do you know what they are?
No, they didn't say that.
Dang it, we should ask each other.
Yeah, no, but no, they didn't give that up. But they said, like, when they asked, like, Harvey asked, like, well, why didn't she come back? She's like, oh, they're doing more tests. There's another test they want to give her. But I really think they're, like, trying to figure something out. Like, that's what that's my guess. But this lady, Sabrina Morrissey, she's the one who's the problem.
It sounds like, yeah.
She's trying to get these lawsuits to, like, sue A&E and Lifetime for big money and using Wendy as incoherent, so she fights it, and Wendy don't have to even be there. So as long as Wendy's, you know, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she could she could control this. But the judge seems like he's catching on. It's he's like seeing that everything's coming out, and that's why she put a stay on it and to June 4th, and now she's got to try and either make her cuckoo again, or she's gonna, you know, I mean, I don't know if she's gonna get in trouble or. I don't know.
Has she like drugged her or anything, or what we've seen of Wendy when we see her out in public?
Supposedly she doesn't even come around. She just fights this legal battle that she's in and gets paid. And that's basically when I dove into this. This is what I came out of it with. Like this Sabrina Morrissey is the guardian, and she's just, you know, fighting this case, making like she's doing the right thing. But when you break it down of read in between the lines, she's just trying to make herself some money. But she's saying, I don't get any money out of this, but you're getting paid to be the guardian, so the money's coming from somewhere. You know? So, you know what I mean? If this goes away and you're not a guardian, you ain't getting paid anymore.
Well, I mean, if she's the guardian, she's got power of attorney. She could have put money into a trust. She could pay herself, whatever.
No, that's what I mean. That she's getting money out of this. Whether but she like people are acting like, oh, once she wins the case, she's gonna get paid. She's getting paid already.
Yeah, no, she was doing a job. She's an attorney,
win or lose,
right?
Yeah.
You said
yeah.
she's an
Well,
attorney, so she's
a
getting paid.
guardian. I guess she's guardian. I think you have to be a guardian. You have to be an attorney.
No, really? I didn't know
she's
that.
but she's fighting this case in court, so she has to be the attorney. And she's suing
yeah.
like there's a whole list. I mean, A&E and Lifetime are the two bigger names I read, but she's suing people. There's a bunch of like people she's suing.
Is she the attorney for suing them? And she have
an
attorney?
Yep. She's the guardian and she's the attorney for all this lawsuits.
Once again, the fool represents himself.
Yeah, and then there's and I believe there's another attorney called Sokolov who basically was came out and said like she's all about transparency in the legal system, and I believe she's a defense attorney.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, transparency is critical public record. That's
oh, these people. I don't know, Ducky, why they don't have some sort of regular review of guardianship. I think that because what we've seen, all these people have plenty of money. At one point in time, they were doing whatever they did, creating however they made money. So they had sense. They were sensible. They were able to control their stuff. So like, why how do you even get put into a guardianship? Or what if I got like dragged away tomorrow? Would I be like, all right, okay, I don't know what happened. I guess I'm in a guardianship now.
Not me.
Yeah, no, I know, Eric. I'd be like, first of all, I go get that bat that I have beside my bed.
Yeah. Kylie's bat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Wendy was on the Breakfast Club today. I mean, I heard she did a couple interviews today, like from the hospital. So
she on the Breakfast Club? I have the Breakfast Club video.
Today. I heard today.
Or was she on The View? Was she on both?
No, she's going to be on The View tomorrow, I think. I wrote that down somewhere.
Oh, we should watch that for sure. I saved that video someplace of the Breakfast Club because that was
Club
good.
Interview. Yeah, I thought I heard The View tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, The View tomorrow. That's what I read.
Okay. So, I have the Breakfast Club interview
from today.
I have a couple different because I have a video of them that I was going to play for the Drewski.
Oh, okay. No, but I had the breakfast interview. There was one today, I thought.
Yeah.
You know who I watched? I watched that other lady today. What's her name? She's not Randall, but the one you say talks like her. What's her name?
Oh, the surprise witness.
Yeah. I watched her today, and that's probably where I got most of my info.
I love her. That was a great video too.
That's the one I watched when I got all that lawyer stuff.
It was a little long for us to go over.
Yeah. No, I actually stuck it out. That's probably I just kept
because the Wendy Williams interview on there is from 16 hours ago, and it is 17 minutes long. And we could watch it.
That's the one I think I just did. Which one are you talking? Are you talking about Breakfast Club?
Yeah, it's 7. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's 17. We don't need to watch it. Is that all the interview?
Yeah, I got a bunch of Karen stuff too. I don't know.
Oh, you want to talk about what Karen stuff do you have?
What do I have? I got like the.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I got some Luminae. I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but
no, I do. But there's like 4 or 5 motions today, yeah?
Yeah. No, I got Luminae. I got the stuff on Morrissey.
What's the Morrissey thing?
Morrissey, he's the DA. So, whatever, 9 months ago, or like before the trial, like Morrissey, they interviewed Morrissey, like not a press conference, but it was an interview.
Okay.
And which they're saying like
and you're clearly not telling the musician.
No. It's he's the district attorney in Boston.
I know.
So yeah. So like he came out as an interview and he's like and he was like talking about Karen's case and But a lot of the stuff he came out and said violates every friggin' every rule of like prosecution. Like he shouldn't have said half of the things he came out and said. Like before the
In an
trial.
interview?
Yeah. He like basically pretty much calling her guilty, but it was an interview. Like so, like he basically talked like he controlled it. No one could ask him questions. Like, as opposed to a press conference where people could ask him questions. So he just basically said what he wanted to say. And he's like talking about like the character of the suspect or witness, and and then like
that interview's only 5 minutes long. You want to watch it?
Yeah. Put it on. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Just go for that, and I know organize what I was talking about.
Yeah.
The first statement of its kind in my dozen years as Norfolk District Attorney. The harassment of witnesses in the murder prosecution of Karen Reed is absolutely baseless. It should be an outrage to any decent person, and it needs to stop. Innuendo is not evidence. False narratives are not evidence. However, what evidence does show is that John O'Keefe never entered the home at 34 Fairview Road in Campton the night he died. Location data from his phone, recovered from the lawn beneath his body when he was transported to the hospital, shows that his phone did not enter that home. 11 people have given statements that they did not see John O'Keefe enter the home at 34 Fairview that night.
Do you like all this stuff?
0 people.
This is case stuff. He shouldn't be saying this.
Saw him enter
This
the
is
home.
incredible. He's so
0.
dumb.
No one. Some have, without any evidence, pointed to 18-year-old Colin Albert, a nephew of the homeowner, and accused him of attacking John O'Keefe as he entered the home. But phone evidence shows O'Keefe never entered the home at all. Testimony from witnesses tell us that 18-year-old Colin Albert had left his uncle's home before John O'Keefe and Karen Reed had arrived outside the residence. There was no fight inside that home. John O'Keefe did not enter the home. Colin Albert, the young man being vilified, was not present when Reed's vehicle and John O'Keefe arrived on the street. This is a false narrative.
What?
Colin Albert didn't commit murder. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Albert. These people were not part of a conspiracy and certainly did not commit murder or any crime that night.
Oh my gosh.
They have been forthcoming with authority, providing statements, and have not engaged in any cover-up.
What?
They are not suspects in any crime. They are merely witnesses in the case.
Stop.
To have them accused of murder is outrageous. To have them
This looks like
harassed
satire.
and intimidated based on false narratives and accusations is wrong. They are witnesses
This is the
to what our
district
justice
attorney,
system
too.
asks of them. The autopsy of John O'Keefe was.
What'd you say?
This guy, he's like the district attorney. Like he's like he picks the attorneys who take this case. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, when we've talked about this before, we talked about, remember, Ducky, we were saying, like, how deep does this go?
yeah.
It
Well,
goes to the district attorney. You think Bev's crooked? This guy.
and
He's
you know
like,
what?
Nobody's
You know
doing
who
anything wrong.
You know who the FBI investigated? Him.
This guy.
Was conducted by a forensic pathologist from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. The doctor found that the injuries that left John helpless in the cold were not a result of a fight. She further found that the line of abrasions on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack.
Uh-huh.
A grand jury of everyday citizens heard the documented evidence and testimony before making a decision.
Look at this guy.
The subject of that murder indictment enjoys the constitutional presumption of innocence. Why should the witnesses who have committed no crime be afforded less by members of the community? They should
Because
not be
Proctor, a
harassed for
good
telling the
person.
government what they heard or saw.
What?
I'm asking the Canton community and everyone who feels invested in this case to hear all the actual evidence at trial before assigning guilt to people who have done
Oh, I
nothing
thought you were
wrong.
just going to give it to us right now.
And certainly before taking it upon yourself to harass citizens who evidence shows have done nothing in this matter but come forward and bear witness. We try people in the court and not on the internet for a reason.
Ooh.
The internet has no rules of evidence.
He talking to us?
The internet has no punishment for perjury.
Huh?
And the internet does not know all the facts.
Not yet, but I mean,
Conspiracy theories are not evidence. The idea that multiple police department, EMTs,
does look like he's
fire
looking us in the eye.
personnel, the medical examiner, and prosecuting agencies are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy should be seen for what it is, completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. Michael Proctor, the state police trooper, being accused of planting evidence outside 34 Fairview Road, was never at Fairview Road on the day of the incident. Proctor and his state police partner traveled together the entire day while other officers were processing 34 Fairview. Trooper Proctor was not there and did not plant evidence at 34 Fairview Road.
Oh my gosh.
In addition to having no opportunity to plant the evidence, as has been suggested, Proctor would have no motive to do so.
Looks like he's 3 minutes from a heart attack.
No close personal relationship with any of the parties involved in the investigation and had no conflict. And he had no reason to step out of this investigation. Every suggestion to the contrary is a lie. This should be seen for what it is and not used as a pretext to attack and harass others.
Wow.
What is happening to the witnesses, some with no actual involvement in the case, is wrong.
Except for
it is contrary to the American values of fairness and the constitutional value of a fair trial. It needs to stop now. I'm releasing this court statement rather than holding a news conference because my remarks need to be so narrowly tailored to the issue at hand while the prosecution is pending in Superior Court. But the message is the same. What is happening to these innocent people, these witnesses, is wrong and it needs to stop.
Yeah. Stop.
They called you, it's a scandal.
This is that. I know we can't watch.
I'm saying, but I don't. Peter said he violated 16 different codes on that.
Peter did?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the interview. Oh, that's happy.
I watched, I watched the whole thing. That's why I watched Peter ripped that apart,
We love Peter, and now I really want to watch it.
No, like Peter ripped it, like, there's so much stuff on that. Everything I wrote down is from Peter.
Is that Birchmore Ducky? Sandra Birchmore is that 2023? I mean, that was
they
that DA, like, how I'm like literally infuriated right now.
That's from 9 months ago too, before the first trial.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Peter said that,
agreed.
They could have dismissed the trial just over that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Tampa's a jury with that and everything.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. And he's like, citizens of Canton.
Yeah.
Like fellow citizens of Canton. I want you to all know that Proctor's a great man.
Yeah, Proctor. Yeah.
Nobody murdered anybody. Nobody faked any crime. I mean, like, where else? Like Birchmore, for sure. They're hiding that for sure. Hiding evidence there for sure. Where else? What other cases are over there?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, and now that's what you start opening up and go, well,
right?
You think back and go, oh, well, that was strange back in 95. This is strange back in 2001.
But for real, because how long? I mean, some of those they have. If we're looking at Bev, she's been around for a minute.
And you know what's going on in the internet now? Every law tube we watch is saying Bev is biased. Like Bev is noticeably biased. No, I know. I mean, we just want it's out there now. Everyone's saying it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
Peter doesn't ever say things like that, and he's like, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I agree completely. I mean, I remember when I told you that I went and sat in like family court. I went down to the courthouse and just sat there. Yeah. And I think that it would be hard for a judge not to be biased when a couple comes in front of him and comes in front of her, and the first things she says, "Hi, Necessary Evil."
Hey, Necessary Evil, welcome.
Great name. I like that the judge, like, how do they? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. All of a sudden, the what was I saying, Eric?
Court, family court.
Family court. Yeah, he went and sat in there, and I think the judge was listening to a woman come in with kid, saying that the husband that was in jail was now allowed to see her or come to the house because they only had one car. There was like some whatever, and I'll be honest, the judge was like totally unbiased. Like she seemed totally unbiased. Like she was like, listen to the guy, listen to the woman, listen to their attorneys, and then like, made her decision. And it didn't seem as aggro as Bev seems. Yeah, super one-sided.
It's crazy. So some of the what do they call it? Lumini I seen today. That was weird. Like they don't want expenses discussed in court.
Who doesn't? Whose decision?
The defense, because it makes sense. Like, so they paid 50,000. Like the defense paid these people 50,000. Why wouldn't they agree? Why wouldn't they agree with them? Which makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like a jury can't hear that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't hear the FBI. Just any kind. They're just like any kind of expense.
Well, does the jury ever hear about how much the specialist is paid, or how much any of the people that, you know what I mean?
I just think they don't. They think they might bring that up, like, they paid this person and never told her. So like, I think they're like nipping it in the butt before it happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's weird though. I think it's really. What else did you have from there?
The Commonwealth, they can't talk to a witness after they take the stand. Like supposedly, Lolly talked to Brian Albert. Like they went on lunch break, and he had to go back up there and do a redirect. And he talked to him, and I seen him talking to him like in between that. And, like that was one thing they brought up. The jury can't know if like the FBI is part of the case at all. Like, you know how like they had an FBI was part of the case. The last one. Like they're not. I don't think they found that out, but they're not allowed to know that. Like that there's a grand jury or anything else is going on.
All right. Okay.
Each side is allowed to discuss which like their manner of what happened there, like the manner of death. I guess they were trying. So I guess I think the prosecution didn't want that in there. Like just he died and that's it. Which doesn't make sense.
Right.
The Aruba trip they're trying to get taken out.
Oh, because they don't want to bring in all the witnesses.
No, they just don't. It makes Karen look bad, I believe, and they said it's irrelevant.
I get what you mean. Necessary evil. I watched that whole documentary for the West Memphis 3. It was super sad, and I think they're all out of prison now. I'm pretty sure they're all out of prison. What else, Eric? Was there more?
Yeah.
Lumini?
Yeah. Oh, on that gag order that he brought up. She like denied it, but then she words it like where, well, all information has to be like obtained to trial. It has to be facts, like or it can't be released. Like basically gagged it, like saying you can't talk. Anything that's a fact or part of the case you can't talk about. But she like denied the gag order, so basically just reworded it like. Not calling it a gag order, but saying you can't talk about anything about the case that's facts or about people or witnesses or anything.
Oh yeah, Kat K, that's true. The Aruba trick did make Karen look kind of bad.
Yeah, it did.
So good call on that. And yeah.
Oh, and that the prosecution wants to bring John O'Keefe's text messages between him and Karen in. The ones that basically are saying like he's dumping her.
Oh, what about the ones where she's like, "Where you at? How come you're not here?"
Yeah, no, like I don't know, but like they want basically it sounds like they want the ones that are saying like, the relationship is over. That's why she ran him, like she ran him over with a car.
Is she gonna read them?
I don't know. And this one's cool. Karen wants the jury to view the house and her car, and she wants to be there.
What?
Karen wants the jury to go back to the house and see the setup and see the street and how what they're saying happened, and they want her to she wants them to look at her car too, and she wants to be present.
Badass. Yeah, prove it. Prove it. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. They
And
should
then
put
the
a
defense-
dummy. They should put a dummy there, weighted like him, and have her run it over. See what happens. Right in front of the jury.
You know how like the McCabe's and Alberts are like sitting there like at the last day, like kind of like intimidating. They don't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you could kick them out of the courtroom, but I'm just saying these are just motions, and like
I love it.
they're not decided on.
No, of course, yeah, but I love it. Why not? This is when she gets to request things.
Yeah. But I think that's all I got for that. Yeah.
That's all the motions in limine.
All the ones that I wrote down.
That's funny, Necessary Evil, that you mentioned the West Memphis 3, because I have a video for us of the West Memphis police, and it's kind of funny. Well, I'll save it till we're done, because we still haven't talked about Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy.
That's what I was.
You got a lot on Diddy?
I have.
What, you have some? All I have is what I seen just tonight. And
I have a couple Diddy Diddy videos, and I have this video that I found because of an article that Ducky sent me about Maui's police chief being involved in P. Diddy's in allegations. Have you heard about that?
No.
So one of the names on the list of people indicted with Diddy is Maui's police chief.
Oh, really?
And it gets, this woman will talk about how it gets like brushed over because nobody knows who it is. Let me get it here.
Nobody knows his name, or just like his name ain't.
Well, because he's not a famous person. You see the name.
Crazy. Okay,
Yeah, we see the name and we're all like, whoa, it's Kamala Harris.
Is that Drewski?
Yeah, it's not Drewski, but I do have a video about Drewski. I have that
Drewski and Odell Beckham. I seen something.
Yep, I have the Breakfast Club video about that.
And Odell's denying it. Meanwhile, we see Odell on video.
Yeah. Do you think can't deny that stuff?
I won't even say anything else about that. But
this lady's channel is called Brush Junkie. I like it.
Brush Junkie, huh?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tracy. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's video, I'm going to go into some of the recent developments regarding the Diddy case as it pertains to Chief John Pelletier, Police Chief John Pelletier. So I've reported extensively on Pelletier, how he became the police chief of Maui. I'll link some videos at the end of this video if you want to hear more. I've also written extensively about him in my book, Sound the Alarm, and I'll link the website if you want to go ahead and get yourself a copy. But today I'm just going to go into kind of do like an overview of what's going on. So I'll show the cover sheet of the lawsuit, and the main plaintiff her name is Ashley Parham.
No,
and she is filing suit against a number of people. And a lot of other channels have reported on this, and they tend to kind of glaze over John Pelletier because he's not really well known unless you're familiar with the Lahaina fire, because He was the chief when the Lahaina fire happened, and there's a lot of suspicious things that
Odell Beckham.
happened. Again, I'll link some videos if you want to hear more, if you're not as familiar with that. But the roadblocks and the fact that he wasn't in the emergency operating center during the time. So I will I'll point out a few things that prove that this is the John Pelletier and it's not another John Pelletier. So at the time this event happened, it was 2018. He was working for the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. So he wasn't in Maui yet. I'll just share screen. And this is a very long document. It's about 87 pages, but there is a picture of him. So these are all the other people implicated in this. So this is him. So it's definitely the John Pelletier. And then there's also an address that's here, but I'm not going to show it because I don't know if he still has that home. He might. So I did verify that the address that he is registered with is very, very similar to the one that is shown in this lawsuit. Okay, and then they also say that he was referred to as Larry because his middle name is Lawrence. A lot of the defendants were referred to by their nicknames or.
Is there still static?
No, there's not now. No.
Yeah, it's just her thing.
Oh, it's her. Okay.
Is it too annoying, y'all?
No. I just always think everything's me.
Well, also you. The other sound that if anybody hears any other noise, it's Eric. And also Quincy's snoring. I thought that's what you heard.
No. I just it's not really that bad. I just always think it's me, and I don't want to be that guy.
No, yeah, you're good.
All I do is click my pen. If you hear that.
No, you're typing, Eric.
Yeah.
Here you go.
For their middle names. And again, there's a lot going on
in
Jaguar. This case. Okay, and here's the address. They did redact it, but it looks very similar to the verification that I was able to find. Okay, and then as a result of this, Mayor Bisson did put out a statement or wrote a letter to the commission recommending that they put him on leave until they could figure out what, I guess they want to investigate more into this, more into the allegations. But it's really disappointing that he didn't just immediately take him off of, remove him from his position, which I think would have been the right thing to do. But he's, kind of throwing the ball in the court of the commissioners, asking them to put him on leave. And again, I'll link this in the description if you want to read it on your own. But he's really just asking these 9 commissioners to put him on leave. And in the past, I've reported on instances where the commissioners have not done anything, despite the fact that so many mistakes or so many, I don't know if mistakes, but there's a lot of things were very unexplainable that happened during the Lahaina fire, including the roadblocks and the fact that Chief Pelletier was not in the EOC. And he is not confirmed or denied that he ordered those roadblocks, which resulted in the death of many people.
Wow,
so I did want to just bring that up. Just a little bit about the accusations. They're very, very serious. They're very explicit. John Pelletier is not accused of doing the assaults. It's more the handling of the victim after, or the I guess the hiding of the crime is more where he's been implicated. So I want to clear that up. But either way, these are very, very serious accusations.
You can't even say it.
And the implications of this go very deep. I could maybe put something together that explains a little bit more of what this could mean. Again, it's a very dark rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And
You're telling
you
us.
really look into the Diddy case, it just becomes more and more disturbing the more you learn about it. And the more people come out, the worse it gets. So that's really all I wanted to discuss today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Cute.
Ciao.
I like her. I'm like, I'll have to.
No, that was good. I never heard that guy's name before.
Right.
John?
So I thought that was kind of interesting because that was tied. So then that I thought, well, that's interesting that this tied in with the fires in Hawaii. And then also, what about the fires in LA? And now how, you know what I mean?
We had fires in Long Island.
You did. And then how bad were they? There were fires in South Carolina.
They were pretty bad. I mean, I don't know. They're not California bad, but they needed helicopters and stuff to put them out. My friend actually is a fireman. He actually fought it. I mean, probably burned it for about 12 hours, like before they got it all out, but they got it out. It's just kind of a contained area where it was. Like, I mean, there's water south of where it was, like a few miles, and then I mean, I live on an island, so we're surrounded by water.
Right. Yeah.
But it was like more towards the southeast, I guess it would be called, where it was.
Well, like you don't live on the beach.
No, it was by the Hamptons. Like it was in like West Hampton. So it's like West Hampton. It was Hampton Bays, West Hampton.
The fancy places.
Southampton, yeah. But like where it was like my understanding was like.
Wait, necessary evil. I gotta know because we never talk about Delphi in here, but you're LOLing, right? Because you don't think it was Rick Allen. Is that why?
I don't either, but
what'd you figure out in the Idaho 4? Can you see chat, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I got my theory on the Idaho 4 too.
You think it definitely was Richard Allen?
Or it definitely was Kohlberger.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty hard to dismiss a lot of things going on there. Like his attorney just trying to get everything possible so that he doesn't get killed.
Pav had a good video today about the theory.
Well, I did say we were going to talk about. I did put Brian in the thumbnail. So tell us what his theory is.
No, he has So, you remember the Cowboys? You know the Cowboys that went to the house after the.
Yeah.
So, he's got a picture of the Cowboys on October 22nd, 2022, staking out Maddie's dad and stepmom's house. And he said, you know,
I saw it. I was on the Google. Is on the Google Maps car.
Yep. And it's his theory is like that. That's like right after they did their rat session, and they were actually there to protect them. And they were protecting them so much that's why they went after the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that fits my theory. I mean, not like he, really got more info, but I mean, my theory is that's why they went after them. It's like, we'll take your kids out.
Drugs.
You want to rat us out,
Drugs.
But I mean, he has the freaking you see the Google map. I mean, I know. Then he has that you can see a reflection of the two hats in the car, and then you go back to the Cowboys, the same two hats. It's like pretty. I mean, unless he knows how to play games with freaking cameras, it's pretty on point. It's pretty on point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the name of that group is called. There's a special group. Let me find it. that the Cowboys are part of. Oh, it's over here.
Got some notes?
Yeah, I got lots of notes that I do all day. Oh, where is it? No, I can't find it. Oh, it's called OCD-ETF, Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, and that's what the Cowboys are part of.
Okay.
It's a group of FBI, DEA, state, local agents, and U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, in Idaho, in that part of Idaho.
Yep, that's what. I thought that was interesting.
Well, they're there for the Klan, man.
And he also, I just seen he did
They're
another
already
video
there.
where he like mapped out Brian's route and Kaylee and Maddie's route and on the 13th,
Mm-hmm.
and they never really crossed paths. He said they're like trying to make it happen, but like the way he showed it, they might have been in the same place, but at totally different times. But he had no timestamps. That's the only thing that I found like I didn't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I get what you're saying. Necessary evil. Like they found the Dickies, that's what he was wearing. Yeah. I was thinking I watched a video a long time ago and I could never find it again. Like a long time ago. Eric, it's been a while. At least it maybe a year ago. Maybe a year ago. Anyways, I watched it. It was this guy. And he showed how you could wear just like a Dickies, like you're saying, Necessary Evil, or a painter's zip up outfit. You get all dirty and gross. But before you go do that, like everybody's asleep, you could just like lay out your kill kit sheet thing, whatever, on the ground or whatever by the door.
Why even bring the sheath?
To plant it for somebody else? Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know why you would bring this sheath and not have it hooked to your belt, because that's generally why you would bring a sheath. I don't know why you would carry it by hand. Why would it be off of you? Why would it be under a body? And it doesn't. And there's no indication I've ever heard of that either of the girls wrestled with him and or tried to pull off the sheath. Oh, he has OCD. So that's actually the reason, I guess. You're actually right. And if he has autism, that's even a better reason, right?
Okay, if you have OCD, you want to commit the perfect crime, right? I mean,
yeah, and I
being, devil's advocate. So you would maybe OCD would say, I don't know, that could get in the way. Like, it could go either way.
Well, they're already dead. I don't know how much.
No, I'm just saying, like when you're planning it, OCD. If you can plan a crime when you have OCD, you're gonna fucking plan something pretty perfect.
And I think you would have a knife sheath that connected to your belt. But if you're not wearing a belt because you're wearing a Dickies costume, and maybe you, and that's it. Maybe you dropped this and you knew you couldn't go back for it. You knew it was too late. Maybe he went to reach for it, and that's where the fingerprint came from, or whatever. It's touch DNA. It wasn't touch DNA, right? That was the deal. Yeah. That was the deal that in the all the evidence just got released, right? It's not the touch DNA on the brass nut and button thing that we like looked into forever to see how long DNA would stick to brass. It's not even that, anyways.
And the DNA on the Maddie's nail is inconclusive.
Oh, bullshit!
I'm saying that's the thing.
Is it the dogs?
It's good. No, it's not Brian's. It's like supposedly it was tested for Brian, and it's inconclusive that the experts are going to say.
Oh, well, that's bullshit.
That's what I heard that, and I heard it from 2 or 3 different people, and that's what that's Bicca. Bicca took it. That's Bicca's work.
That's what?
Piccaballo, she's the one who's
yeah.
she's the one who's going to say it's inconclusive. You know what I mean? She knows it's inconclusive.
No, it's not that it's necessary evil. It was DNA on the sheath, and my guess, I was thinking maybe it would be like actual like fingerprint, like an actual bigger amount than just whatever, or like he touched blood or some shit, cut himself.
What, on the stairwell?
No, the stairwell. Yeah, I think the stairwell is bullshit. I don't think that's anything. I think that's maybe somebody walked upstairs and touched something by accident and then pretended like they didn't do it.
I think the footprint is Dylan's.
Yep. My guess would also be, yeah, exactly. My guess is, a lot of things happen in there between 20-ish-year-old kids.
Yeah, I don't think the DNA is going to play any part. But I think they got a lot of stuff that we have no clue about. Like, see what they just brought out the other day? It's
like a lot of
mind-boggling. The text message, the 911. That's like, I mean, more and more stuff I see. Dylan and Bethany look more sus than anyone else.
I know. Isn't that so sad? Yeah, on the button. There was a lot of DNA, you're saying, necessary evil. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like it was just like a small amount.
No.
It definitely sounded like they had more than enough of DNA.
Oh, no way. That's wrong. They had a very little bit of DNA from that button.
Yeah.
I'm saying there was not much at all from that button.
But there was other DNA that was his, wasn't there? That's what I'm saying.
No. All they had was the button, and then they tried to pull that whole IgG, and they trying to match stuff that.
Oh, they just so happen to find the person that murdered these girls, and then they're going to be like, you can't use that information.
That depends what your theory is. I mean.
I have 4 different theories. At least 4.
I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm saying I think my theory of why it was done is on point. Who did it? I don't know. And it wasn't him alone anyway. Even if it was him, he didn't do it alone.
I agree with that.
And I think my motive is on point. But
yeah. Drugs?
Yeah, from the 2 parents.
Yeah, it's always the same motive for everything, huh?
Like, yeah, hey, you rat people out.
Sex, drugs, and money.
It's like, something might happen. And how come you're not in jail after 300 pills of fentanyl they found on you, huh?
See that? If it's drugs in the Aryan Brotherhood, it's all botched and covered up because they have a lot of power in North Idaho.
Oh, definitely.
They have a lot more power than people think.
Yeah, they're not generally nice people.
And there's only 20,000 something people in Moscow. There's a lot more people in Coeur d'Alene. And there's a lot more people in Sandpoint. There are more, let's see how many people are in actual Sandpoint, Idaho, because that is like a bigger population.
And you think the police said, oh, yeah, we'll protect your children. Just let us know where you got that.
Oh, I'm wrong. Sandpoint only has 10,000, so it's smaller. I just thought it was bigger for some reason than Moscow. It seems like it's bigger because there's a lake and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's northern Idaho. It's been like that for 30 plus years, is my assumption. It's like a known thing.
Yeah, Ducky, Steve's brother, I believe, is in jail.
Yeah, because he murdered someone. Right?
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it was cold-blooded murder. It might have been manslaughter.
I think he killed somebody. What do you think, Ducky?
I think so too, but I don't know if it's murder or manslaughter.
Like he played with the button. Yeah, I was under the sorry. I'm like still thinking about that. I really was under the impression we went over documents like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever. 2 weeks ago. I don't remember.
No, but I'm telling you, Piccaballo is gonna. That's why they got her. She's gonna kill that whole IgG and DNA thing on the sheath.
Oh yeah, agreed.
She's an expert. That's why they got her. And that's what they needed to get rid of that.
Well, they said they didn't even need that. They literally said they don't need it anyways.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That's what I'm saying. They have stuff that we don't know about.
I know. And we may never know.
I'm not saying I mean, these people could have paid him Kohlberger to do it because he owed them money. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet I couldn't find you a person in this town. If I went down to the grocery store right now and asked if they heard about that, and they would say yeah, and they caught the guy already, right?
what guy are we talking about?
The
So what's your theory, Necessary Evil? If that story's concocted, I want to hear yours.
I don't know which. Yeah, the Alfred plea. Yeah, I'm like, I want to know who the concocted story is. I think I have a different drugs theory.
I got an open mind. But...
Yeah, exactly. We definitely have an open mind. I just think I have a different drugs theory than some of the other people. Only because, again, I live here.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I don't.
Occam's razor.
But and I don't think Brian is a serial killer because why do you start at 30?
He was even 30 yet?
He was about 30. 29, I think.
How do you know he just started?
Because he wasn't good at it. if he did do it.
He didn't know what he was doing yet. Speaking of not knowing what you're doing yet.
You're going to drive your car around the house 6 times? I mean.
Maybe,
yeah.
I might. I mean, nobody's telling me no.
I mean, if you were good at it, you wouldn't.
Well, if you were good at it, you would run. If I were him, I would have ran.
That's my theory. I think he did run.
I don't know how else you would have gotten there. I don't like any other explanation. Actually, that's the only one. That's the best one I've got. I was trying to find.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I do. He will get killed in prison. Yeah, I agree. What does it say? He saw Maddie, stalked her in person, not online. Like his. What's that say? Like his role model. I get you. Sorry, Necessarily Evil. I misspell stuff all the time too. I should be better about reading it. Planned and Nuke Haley and the dog were gone, but then they were back. Surprise. Got you. Late 30s. All right. I agree though, Mr. Mandala, that he would get killed in prison. Because I'd say like the whole, like the most of the prison here is like, not most of it. Clearly, there's people of color in the prison as well. But it's like Aryan nations do control the prisons here too.
Like, I don't know why he would pick that house. Like,
I think Necessary Evil's thought is that he just saw Maddie, right? You just think he was stalking one girl. Okay, we know that's totally possible. That's the deal. We know what we say. That's one of that like any puzzle piece fits this puzzle. But we try not to speculate because then it gets too yeah.
And I also think a cartel kills everybody, though. No witnesses.
Yeah. I love it. I want to. We should wrap it up a little bit.
Yeah,
but first, I wanted to show this the West Memphis police video that I was talking about.
Roll it.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Wait for it. It's going to be worth it, I promise.
No, I want to see it. Yeah, I respect your theory.
Not like us as a recruitment tool for the department who's in need of more officers. ABC 24's Scott Mattis joins us in studio with the details. Scott, are you going to do it for us?
No pepper. No pepper. All right. It's catchy and it's really the talk of the country, but it's also the talk of West Memphis and the entire Mid-South. As you can see, the West Memphis Police Department taking on that challenge. But see the sign right there? That's what it's all about. Now hiring. Chances are, if you've been on social media over the last week or so, you've likely seen this.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like.
This is one of the most recent Kendrick Lamar-inspired videos, and this time it's by West Memphis Police. And this social media post has now gathered the world's attention.
So we was scrolling on TikTok because we was like, we need to recruit at least 25 people. We need to make it happen fast.
As of Monday, it's been viewed millions and millions of times across multiple platforms and multiple countries around the world.
We didn't think it was going to take off as much as it did. We was just did it for laugh and giggles and was hoping that we could catch people's attention for recruitment purposes.
And the original post, it's simple. West Memphis Police using this stunt as a much-needed recruitment tool. And guess what? It's working.
And ever since then, our phone's been ringing out the hook. Facebook got over 1,000 inquiries about how do I apply.
West Memphis Police telling me they have just under 100 police officers. They say they're down 25 and they're specifically targeting young people and women to apply.
It's very, very important for us to get that recruitment out there and appeal to the younger crowd to draw some more people into our department.
And what might be considered the co-star of this social media show, this 2023 Dodge Challenger, outfitted in full police equipment.
There's most definitely a police car.
The car not used for typical patrol work, but is used as a marketing tool for the growing police department and city.
We're a small department, but we're a big family.
So if you have the urge to join the West Memphis men and women in blue, they say it's simple. All you need to do is apply.
You will go on our website at westmemphisar.gov.
All right, it's that simple. So West Memphis Police tell me just on TikTok alone, as of today, that video has been viewed more than 11 million times. Once again, if you're interested in joining their department, all you have to do is log on to their website. Two more things: that vehicle, Pepper and Richard and Kit, has 500 horsepower, and Pepper, no, I will not dance. Live in studio.
You make us go viral.
Weird.
If you want to see what
That was a little weird. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what do you think, chat? We're back. Oh, there we are. I can see all that necessary evil. That's what I'm saying. We're open-minded. I do think that's very possible also. 100%. What do you think, Eric? Great show. I thought so too.
I think all that, yeah, it was a great show. I actually think the 911 and text kind of make DM and BF look a little sus to us.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, getting the suit off to get into his car. Exactly, Necessary Evil. I like the way you think. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for coming by, Necessary Evil. You were in Frank's the other morning, so it was cool. I'm glad you came to hang out with us.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome. Appreciate you all. Love you all.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Our mods, always awesome. Ducky, we love you. And we will see you guys
topics
later.
you want us to cover, put it in the comments.
Yeah, just let us know.
We touch all the bases.
Good night, Mr. Mandela.
Good night.
Love you guys.
Good night.